Welcome to Amazimals, where animal wisdom transforms your life. Today, we're exploring one of nature's most remarkable problem solvers, the crow. These feathered geniuses solve puzzles that would challenge a 7-year-old human child, using tools, planning ahead, and even understanding physics. By the end of this video, you'll discover 3 extraordinary cognitive strategies that allow crows to overcome seemingly impossible challenges, and how you can apply these same principles to solve your own life's most complex problems. Imagine being presented with a challenge that requires 8 precise steps to solve. No instructions, no examples to follow, just you, facing a problem that requires insight, planning, and creativity. This is exactly what researchers at the University of Oxford presented to wild crows, a puzzle box requiring 8 separate actions in a specific sequence to retrieve food. What happened next astonished the scientific community. Not only did the crows solve the puzzle, but many did so on their first attempt, demonstrating a level of cognitive problem-solving once thought unique to primates and humans. Even more remarkably, when researchers changed the puzzle, the crows adapted immediately, showing they understood the underlying principles rather than just memorizing steps. So how do these birds with brains the size of a walnut solve problems that would challenge many humans? And more importantly, what can their extraordinary cognitive abilities teach us about overcoming our own seemingly impossible challenges? The first remarkable cognitive ability of crows is their causal reasoning, the capacity to understand how events relate to one another as causes and effects. In one famous experiment, scientists presented crows with a narrow tube containing water with a floating treat. The water level was too low for the crow to reach the treat with its beak. Without any training or demonstration, many crows immediately began dropping stones into the tube, raising the water level until they could reach the food. This demonstrates an understanding of water displacement that most children don't develop until age 5 to 7. The crows recognized that their actions, dropping stones, would cause a specific effect, raising water, which would lead to their desired outcome, reaching food. In our own lives, we often approach problems with either oversimplification or overwhelming complexity. The crow teaches us the power of causal reasoning, understanding the chain of cause and effect that connects our actions to outcomes. This means developing what psychologists call systems thinking, the ability to see how different elements in a situation influence each other. Rather than focusing only on immediate effects, causal reasoning allows you to trace longer chains of influence and identify leverage points where small actions can create significant outcomes. Whether you're facing career challenges, relationship issues, or personal goals, crow-like causal reasoning helps you identify the true drivers of outcomes rather than just addressing symptoms. This is how you solve problems at their root rather than continuously treating their surface manifestations. The second extraordinary ability of crows is their tool creation and adaptation, the capacity to not just use tools, but to craft and modify them for specific purposes. New Caledonian crows craft hooks from twigs and leaf stems with a precision that rivals human toolmaking. They select appropriate materials, shape them to specific dimensions, and even carry their favorite tools with them for future use. What's truly remarkable is their ability to adapt tools to new situations. When presented with a problem requiring a tool they've never used before, crows will often modify existing tools or create entirely new ones, specifically designed for the task at hand. In one groundbreaking experiment, a crow named Betty spontaneously bent a straight piece of wire into a hook to retrieve food from a tube, without ever having seen wire before. This demonstrated not just tool use, but an understanding of the properties of materials and how they could be transformed. In our resource-constrained world, we often feel limited by the tools and methods available to us. The crow teaches us the power of tool adaptation, the ability to transform existing resources into new solutions. This means developing what innovation experts call creative repurposing, the ability to see new possibilities in existing resources. Rather than being constrained by conventional uses, look at the fundamental properties of what's available and how they might be reconfigured. Whether you're facing limited budget, time constraints, or insufficient support, crow-like tool adaptation helps you overcome resource limitations through creativity rather than resignation. This is how you create solutions even when the obvious tools aren't available. The third remarkable capability of crows is their social learning and knowledge transfer, the ability to learn from others and share solutions across communities. Crows don't solve problems in isolation. They observe others, learn from their successes and failures, and even teach specific techniques to their offspring. This creates a form of cultural knowledge transmission that compounds over generations. In a famous example from Japan, scientists observed how a single crow discovered that placing walnuts in front of cars at intersections would crack them open. Within years, this technique had spread to crow communities across the entire country, demonstrating sophisticated knowledge transfer. Even more impressively, crows remember and share information about potential threats. They recognize and remember human faces associated with danger and communicate this information to other crows who have never encountered that person, creating a distributed intelligence network. In our individualistic culture, we often approach problems in isolation, relying solely on our own knowledge and experience. The crow teaches us the power of social learning, the ability to leverage collective intelligence. This means developing what organizational psychologists call knowledge networks, systems for learning from others' experiences and sharing your own insights. Rather than starting from scratch with every challenge, tap into the collective wisdom of communities who have faced similar problems. Whether you're developing skills, solving technical problems, or navigating life challenges, crow-like social learning helps you benefit from others' experiences while contributing your own discoveries. This is how you accelerate problem-solving through collective rather than just individual intelligence. What makes the crow's problem-solving truly remarkable is how these three strategies work together as an integrated system. Causal reasoning helps them understand the problem structure. Tool creation provides the means to implement solutions, and social learning accelerates the discovery process across communities. When we apply these same principles in our lives, we develop what psychologists call cognitive flexibility, the ability to adapt our thinking approaches to match the specific challenges we face. Think about your most difficult challenges, the problems that seem to resist conventional solutions. With causal reasoning, you identify the underlying systems and leverage points. With tool adaptation, you creatively repurpose available resources. And with social learning, you tap into collective intelligence rather than relying solely on individual insight. This is the profound wisdom the crow offers us. Not just persistence or intelligence in isolation, but an integrated approach to problem solving that combines systems understanding, creative resourcefulness, and collective learning. The next time you face a challenge that seems beyond your capabilities, a problem with no obvious solution, a goal with inadequate resources, or a situation with too many variables, remember the crow. Remember that effective problem solving isn't about having the biggest brain or the most resources. It's about developing the cognitive flexibility to understand systems, adapt tools, and learn collectively. With these crow-inspired strategies, you can approach even your most complex challenges with renewed confidence and creativity. This has been Amazimals, where animal wisdom transforms your life. If you found value in these insights, please like this video, share it with someone facing their own challenging problems, and subscribe for more animal-inspired life lessons. Until next time, remember, every animal has wisdom worth discovering. What's your most effective problem-solving strategy? Share in the comments below, and let's learn from each other's approaches.